I'm about to separate fact from fiction and show you an explosive revelation. In just 35 days, you can secure $15,000 to $50,000 or more in 0% business credit, even if you currently have less than perfect credit. Your past mistakes? Gone. They're irrelevant. We're going to erase all of your bad credit. By the time we're done, banks will not care about your past. In this class, you'll receive battle-tested blueprints for consistent access to capital. So say goodbye to those financial shackles and hello to limitless possibilities. It's time to take control of your financial destiny. I'm subscribed to this newsletter that throw out these thought-provoking quotes every couple of days. And this week, there's a guy named George Clayson who was born in 1874, so he's got like this old school wisdom. Anyway, the quote goes like this: "Money is plentiful for those who understand the simple laws which govern its acquisition." Well, here's one of those laws. A perfect, well-structured financial profile gets you more money than anything, period. Right now, getting access to 0% business credit cards is the easiest, cheapest, and yes, fastest way to start or scale your business. And business credit cards are an absolute proven killer money creating and business scaling machine. But that's just a very small slice of your financial pie. In this class, I'm going to show you how to create the perfect financial profile regardless of your past history. We're going to talk about how to establish banking relationships the right way and apply for business cards through those relationships and actually get approved. I'll show you why this matters and what it means for your business. And if you watch this entire series, you'll be able to get approved for at least $15,000 or more when you follow the strategies I'm going to teach you. I'm Lang Smith, founder of LaunchGrid, and this is my masterclass in credit. I'm not only going to show you how the experts in this industry are crushing it with simple, inexpensive, easy to do financial strategies, you'll also witness how truly simple this really is and how anyone can do this, regardless of your current situation. And more importantly, I'm going to show you how you can crush it right now, and you don't need to be a financial expert. You don't have to have a business already. You don't need current banking relationships. You definitely don't need to be a credit guru. And in fact, you don't need to know anything about credit at all to make this work for you. By the time this class is done, you'll be able to apply and get at least $15,000 in 0% business credit cards and put that into action with everything you need to have a killer financial profile that banks love. We'll give you the perfect financial profile, free from any past mistakes, in an average time frame of just 35 business days. Nobody does this faster than we do. But let's back up for a minute. You see, about a year ago, I sold my last company. So I've had a year to look back on the last 20 years of my journey, and I've had a lot to look back on. Over the last 20 years, I've literally helped thousands of people from all different stages of their life get in a position in their life that they're looking for when they were convinced it was all over for them. And I'm talking about people who suffered from massive debts, bankruptcies, foreclosures, collections, everything you can imagine, the worst of the worst. And I've helped people into position to adopt their children, and even people who couldn't get checking accounts, and I didn't even know that was a thing. From bad situations to impossible situations, I've been able to completely erase their financial past so they could start fresh like it never happened. And that type of transformation is completely life-changing. Just imagine how that would look like for you right now if you could start completely over. Like, what would you do differently? How would you structure your life? What would you focus your energy on? Where would you invest your money? So let's start off by evaluating your current position. If you don't already, you're probably looking to start or scale a business, right? And you've seen others getting cash and gaining momentum, and it probably feels like they know something you don't. So as an aspiring business owner, can you tell me the last time you got money, and I mean big money, for your business that did not require perfect credit? Exactly. And there's a reason for that. So here's an insider secret. Banks don't just look at your credit score anymore. These days, your score just gets you in the door. So how do I know this? I have relationship managers in several banks that work directly with underwriters, so they know a few things about banking approval guidelines. The smartest financial experts in the world can and do these exact strategies I'm teaching you right now. So look, Anyone, regardless of their past, can have a perfect credit file, so stay with me here. The days of predatory loans and bridge loans and crazy high interest rates, they're not over, but they aren't your only option, and experts know this. Traditional loan methods can be a thing of the past for you. If you're going to borrow money, let's not drown in interest along the way, right? So the bottom line is these strategies help my members generate over $3.5 million in funding raised so far this year. Seriously, what keeps you from scaling your business right now? I know you know this, but for whatever reason, your brain keeps telling you all hope is lost. I've seen this before, it didn't work, or this won't be forever, banks will stop lending. No, they won't. It's not too late. A perfect financial profile will get you access to as much money as you want when you want it. And I want to show you what the biggest banks in the world are doing to get their credit card in your hands. Using 0% business credit cards simply rocks. Now let's talk about what this means for your future as a whole, not just one slice. A perfect financial profile is so much more than credit reports and business cards. But before I start talking all about the other pieces of this cash machine, first, I need you to know why maximizing every aspect of your financial profile is cursed. And what I'm about to tell you is far more important than some one-off statement you hear about credit and business funding, and way more crucial than the word vomit you get from the search engines. So here's the thing. Most people actually avoid credit cards because they're afraid of them. They're afraid of the interest. They're intimidated by the process, incorrectly think it's too much time and costs way too much. Well, trust me, all those assumptions are dead wrong. Actually, you don't have to trust me. I'm gonna prove it to you in this class. Here's what I mean. Let's say you need money and you just need about $10,000 at the lowest interest possible, and you can't show any documentation or prove your current position. If we search the phrase business funding in Google, take a look at what comes up. Each one of these companies is either a broker looking to cash in on expensive fees or other major companies that you may recognize nationwide. So what do they all have in common besides the fees? They all require tax returns and income documentation to get approved. Then, if that's not confusing enough, you have the single individual that's offering to get you money for you for a small fee on the back end. Oh, and that small back end fee is usually a hefty percentage taken immediately out of your money. And guess what? You still have to pay their fee back. You ever seen this one before? Right. The point is, these are your options and none of them are favorable to you. So first things first, we're done scouring the internet for amateurs looking for quick payday. Let's eliminate the done for you and the high broker fees at the end. But here's the real juice. This is why the curse of maximizing your financial profile is your golden ticket. When you focus on the whole pie, not just a slice, you become financially invincible to anything a bank can throw at you. And simply put, when you maximize every slice of your financial pie, that's when you have true financial freedom. You'll never have to worry about getting access to money again. So just imagine how powerful that is. Just imagine how life-changing that would be. Well, don't get too excited yet because credit and business credit cards are just a very, very small slice of your financial pie. There's so much more I'm about to teach you. Okay, so let's recap. Today you have a choice. You can dig up your entire life on paper and submit to lenders hoping they'll approve you somewhere even close to the number you need. Or you can hire some random individual to work for you and pay their hefty broker fees. Or you can go head to head with the banks using their own approval blueprints to get all the money you need when you need it. And best of all, no more relying on outside sources, high price fees, heavy document requirements for any of these approvals. Oh, and by the way, once you learn this stuff, you can't unlearn it, and that's just dangerous. Let me ask you a question. If you could walk into any bank and have their personal approval blueprint in hand, would that increase your approval chances? Of course it would. I mean, it's obvious. That's one of the beauties of knowing this stuff. You know what they're looking for before you apply. Over the next couple of videos, you're gonna learn enough to completely change your entire outlook about the banks you work with and the ones you don't yet. And by the time you're done with this class, you'll be able to apply and get approved for at least $15,000 using everything I teach you right here, right now. I think it's only a matter of time before strategic relationships with banks will be a requirement, not an option, which means that now is the time to take advantage of the huge gaps and utter lack of true banking knowledge to make all this happen. And this is where we get into maximizing the financial profile's cursed part of the conversation. You've seen it, credit companies doing heavy marketing to fix your credit. You've seen how random individuals are offering huge paydays to high-priced broker fees. And you've seen how major companies will lend to you, but only if you hand over the last 10 years of financial documents. But maximizing the financial profile is cursed, and I'll bet you know what I'm about to say about this. I haven't done any scientific testing or anything like that, but I'm pretty sure I've been a party to, completed more banking apps, and consulted with more bank approvals than just about anyone in this little market of ours. And time again, even when I'm talking to experienced, successful business owners, I hear the same old fears of getting access to capital. The first thing they tell me is way too expensive. They show me lists of brokers they've applied through with nothing to show for it. Then I get emails from them freaking out saying they need $30,000 in the next 7 days. They show me all the debt they've incurred from those one-time broker fees that left them still drowning. They're afraid. They're afraid of the cost, the complexity, and ending up in a worse position than they're in right now. Friend, rest your mind. So a recent client of mine who's never seen an LLC before working with me, 2 months later, he got approved for Chase for a $50,000 business card at 0% interest for 12 months. And another recent client of mine had a thin credit profile. We fixed him up and started his journey with a $25,000 US bank card at 0% for 15 months. Now I could go on, but let's face it, the last thing you want to do is sit here for 15 minutes while I list off a bunch of success stories when you'd have this one burning question in your head right now. Will this work for me? 100% yes. I can take anyone off the street, maximize their credit profile, and give them a minimum of $50,000. So in the next video, I'm going to give away some secrets that I picked up from a friend of mine who happens to not only be a former executive from one of the 3 major credit bureaus, but also my partner. Needless to say, you're in good hands. But that's not all. I'm also going to break down the exact framework that you need to make your credit profile absolutely flawless, regardless of your current situation, and I'm not talking about printing off a bunch of useless dispute letters. I'm talking about a crash course on credit like you've never seen. And you know what the best part is? Even if your credit file isn't perfect, you'll learn exactly what banks are looking for and how to fix it before applying or anything like that. All right, I'm off to make that video for you, so give me a day or so to get it done. Watch for my email. I'll see you soon.